Hey everybody, it's Tiffany from A Different Chick Farm and Orchard, and I wanted to show you a project that we've got going on today. Flowers is something we've kind of dabbled at around here, but this year we kind of decided to go quite a bit in. We're full-time farming this year, and as most of you know, and so we decided this would be some extra income, and it would also make our property look much prettier in the springtime, throughout the year also. But one project that we've got going on today is we are planting bulbs. So we've got several varieties here. We've got the Good Vibrations Daffodil. We've got some Raging Beauties Blend Tulips. Some Double Trouble Daffodils. We've got some other really pretty different kinds of daffodils going on. So we're going to have a section of daffodils, then we're going to have a section of tulips. So we've got some mixes. We've got some that are specialty, that are just beautiful, solid white. A lot of the parrot type tulips also we got. And more different mixes. Now my favorites out of these are this type. They've got the double blooms. This one's Angelique. I've also got one that's got a mix in there that's Angelique and Freeman. Very pretty colors. Now if I went with what colors I like the most, instead of what everybody else liked, mine would just be like oranges and dark reds, purples, whites, not necessarily pinks, although these pinks on the Angeliques are really pretty. Typically not what I like the best, but they are really pretty. So we've got a Darwin mix. So these produce really big tulip bulbs. Let's see. Trying to be a little bit careful too. So we've got some different color mixes. It's got some purples and yellows in that one. This one's got one of my favorite colors. It's that dark purple. I love those. Got some that's got those frilly tulips, which are also really pretty. Another mix. And then we've got some, this is one of my favorites. I really love this one. It's an exotic emperor, so it's white, but it also has some green streaks on it, which is really pretty. Will be really nice in some arrangements. Some of my favorites that are purples and yellows. So, and then I've got some that were really specialty. I planted a lot of these actually up by our house because I love them so much. Let's see if I can find them. It's another kind. Not what I'm looking for. Right. It's a Peachy Keen blend. So I love those tulips, and yes, they are pink, but they're a little bit darker pink. And then the daffodils. Let's see. I think that's about it. Got some other ones that we're going to be planting by our house, not necessarily down here for cut flowers, but very pretty nonetheless. So we'll turn you around and show you what we've got going on. Okay, so Steve today has been taking the tractor over there, and he's been tilling up some flower plots. This is hopefully going to be a big sunflower plot. It's about 100 foot long. And this is going to be our tulip and daffodils. I think there's going to be enough room there for all what we've got. So it's going to be 100 foot, and I believe it's about 15 foot wide. Now, a lot of people will plant their tulips and either let them die or dig them up, throw them away. We don't intend on doing that. I actually intend on letting this keep growing and having tulips come back year after year. So we're hoping that we can be successful with that. We'll see. Hopefully so. So I'm going to get going on some work, and I will be filming as I go and hopefully fast forwarding through it. But once we've got all this tilled, we've got our first till, actually I think first or second till down, but I have actually taken this first section and I have raked the clumps of grass out of it because you do not want these clumps coming back and getting in between your tulips. So we try to rake them all out. That way we don't have to worry about those and don't have to weed in between so much. So, I'm going to take you all, put you down here so you can watch me as I work on magic. So I have gotten most of everything out except for the new patch over there towards the top, as you can see. Steve's going over it one more time, and then he added some more to it, so we should be ready to plant shortly. Okay, everybody, we are close to being done here. I actually have already planted a bunch of these bulbs, and I'm going to flip you around and show you what we got. Okay, so this is not quite as much as what we thought. So that's what we've got in our bulbs. That's what we got tilled up. So that is going to be either more flowers later on or vegetables. But I'm going to put the camera on me and come down here. I'm going to show you how I am planting these bulbs. Hopefully this is going to work out pretty good. So I've got a couple varieties left. I have got my double tulip varieties. So I've got a bunch of them. I've got my little spot here. I've got about 12 inches between my rows so I can work, basically. So what I do, I have been putting all of my varieties together. So all of this specific double late collection, which will be the same colors, will be together. That one will be together. All the Angelique will be together, and then all of the Angelique and Freeman together will be together. So I'm trying to put about a bulb in between, which leaves them about 2.5–3 inches or so apart, which is where we want them. If you are doing this for 1 year production only, you're going to plant them, cut them, forget about them. You don't have to do that. You can plant them basically right on top of each other, which is what a lot of flower places do. But I want this to produce for many, many, many years. We're going to give it the best shot that we can. Now some of these varieties I know I got a lot of, like the Angelique, so I'm going to put in several more rows of them. But this one I only have 2 bags of, which is 50 bulbs. So I'm not going to be able to do as many of them. So I'm going to do what I can and then not do so many rows this way. Go up and down the row, kind of so I have them organized. When you plant tulip bulbs, there is a bottom, and sometimes you'll see roots on it. Let's see if any of these have it. I don't think any of these do, but there's a root. And then there's the tip. The tip you want facing up. If you plant it with the tip facing down, you may not even get a tulip. It may just die because it won't be able to reach the surface. Sometimes, like this one, the bottom's here, but you've got a little side tulip growing off of it. So you still want to go with plant the root side down and tip side up. Yes, for sure. I know I had 2 bags of that one, and I know there was 25 a piece, and I know now that I had 3 rows. So what I'm going to do is make my job a little bit easier and go ahead and go 3 sideways like this. Not get to till or rake all of the clumps of grass out of this one that I get down there in the other plot. So I'm also going through and getting some of the clumps out as I go. I'm also placing these bags at the front. So I'm back. Definitely didn't get what I wanted done as far as, or well, as many bulbs and space as what I thought I would have done, but it is what it is. We're going to have some beautiful tulips this spring. So let me turn you around and show you what we're doing. Okay, so I've got all my tulips in the ground. Not a whole lot of space, but that's a buttload of tulips and daffodils. Yes, not just tulips, but daffodils and tulips. So what I am doing, and as I am taking my Daddy peat-like mix, and I am putting it on the ground and covering my tulips up with it. And Steven's hollering at me and telling me other stuff. But this way, I've got some really, really good compost. On top of everything. Some of these are wet. Oh, this one feels really, really heavy. But this gives my tulips and daffodils even better chance of being beautiful and making it and coming back in here. Which, like I said, is absolutely what I want to happen. So we're gonna break this out. The non-wet bags of peat light were of course a lot easier to do than the wet ones. So this one doesn't take too long. Let's get to the other rows here. yes, this is tiring work. But we're hoping that it'll be worth it in the end. Okay. That's all, folks. So, I get asked all the time, especially at our farmers market here in Johnson City, why on earth we do not have more farmers. One, I've yet to be able to figure out how I can make somebody farm. A lot of people get into it and they think, this is a piece of cake. This is what my grandparents did. For me, I actually can go back, I think about 10 generations, and they're still farming in my bloodline. Mostly because all of my family, as far as I can trace back, is from right here in East Tennessee. Way before Tennessee was actually Tennessee, when it was state of Franklin, and then it was Tennessee. Even back when kind of blurred lines, this part was considered North Carolina to a lot of people. So it's been in my blood. It was not what I expected to do at all. Actually went to school to be a nurse. Decided that wasn't for me. Thought I loved it. Didn't. Then I didn't know what I was going to do. Then I was a stay-at-home mom. And then we got this farm. And so here we are. But you can't make people farm. You can't make people want to grow stuff. A lot of people do, but then they realize that it's a dirty job. It's not always fun. It is back-breaking work. You have crop failures. You have sick days. You have sick days that you can't go home or go and watch Netflix and eat chicken noodle soup because you know crops have to be picked, crops have to be planted, rain is coming, snow's coming, crops have to be covered, all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot of dedication and a lot of work. But for me, it is worth it. I love farming. And I believe this tulip and daffodil bed, as small as it's going to apparently be now, is going to really put a smile on my face. And I think it'll put a smile on our neighbors' faces when they get to come out and see this beauty this spring. So with no more on that subject, I think we've said enough, and I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you will join us back this spring when these start blooming. And follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, because I promise you, as soon as they start blooming, I will post pictures. And if you're local in the area, I will be selling flowers also, so come hit us up. Check us out when I start listing them. It'll definitely be on a first come first served basis. If you're here, the tulips are here, you want them, we'll sell them to you. Once they're gone, they're gone. I can't make tulips last any longer than they do. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Bye.